All it is a warning. Now, the worst threat is the storms, because the water is going to evaporate faster and allow the effect of the sun and moon to be a lot stronger. And that is the reason for your storms. Do not be near coastal areas. Yes, California is going to shove off because it's getting bam, bam. But it's way down in the ocean bed. So you think it's the earth going, ooh, we don't, no, you aren't getting it. When the tides flip around and hit California just right, it's going to crack off. It may only sink 10 feet, but it'll still crack. That crack is caused by the tides. It's not the continent doing anything. It's the water, and it hits and impacts and it shakes right up, trying to release that pressure. So, yes, California could drop off. And I'm not going to mince words, because I'm not going to be sitting here, yes, I could have told them, and if they decided and they had someplace else to go, and they wanted to leave, and they believed after the first couple of earthquakes, well, that's the point. There's a very good possibility of Florida, Mexico. It's one of the instinctual reasons why they want to get the hell out. Mexico is actually going to wash. You can see it. You can see the band starting. It'll separate South and North America. And then Europe will start getting hammered, because there'll be a complete current through. In fact, I wouldn't be surprised if we started here and migrated over there. Though it would have been south. The other thing to know is the way that I think it's the Andes down, or though I might be wrong, the range along the South American continent is everything, an indication of everything on the other side of that being broken off, washed out, just like California on the other side of the Rockies. See, it either compacts up into the mountains or it washes off. If it's lighter soils, it washes off. And eventually, the only thing that'll be safe is on the other side of the Rockies. Eventually, within 1,000 years, we're going to have to migrate to Mars anyway. So, a couple hundred years would not surprise me. That's why in this next 7 years, with the effects of the storms being so much stronger, there's a real possibility that fear of San Andreas Fault just busting wide open and saying sayonara is very real. Very real. New York and Washington and Florida are all 3 points. If you didn't notice, it's where the fish washed up. The dead fish, oh, by the way, dead space of air, a lot of neutrinos, radiation, they got cooked or disoriented. The fish got cooked, but the birds may have been disoriented to where they fell from the sky and died from the impact. I'm not sure about that one. That is a possibility on that. But just a thin space, too much radiation came down and flash boiled the fish, and not either their sense of direction to where they fell, or fried maybe their nervous system enough to where they just fell dead. But they wash up where the cracks are in the continent. You think of it as the city, we've built and we've done, and no. Those cracks were there. We built around them because they were pre-made harbors. Well, what do you think made them? You think that maybe we would see some more impacts into those same areas? Yes, I love that. I've got all kinds of neat little hints for you later on. We'll get into the physical healing of yourself. But for right now, I need to make sure that there's people alive to heal. And Florida is, you've already got your thing going. You already know. But Washington and New York, they may not understand. And California is definitely, they think they got it figured out. And so I'm expecting they're all going to laugh at me and then die. So, but like I said, you're going to have forewarning. If you really want to know, it's like I told you, the titles are there. But we could actually put some buoys that would be sunk down in to see if we can pick up on these subcurrents. That is a possibility if you guys want to blow money and do your scientific researches and whatnot. Go for it. You could possibly see that when they kick over, well, it's coming our way, and you can forewarn people. That is one system of forewarning I've found possibly for earthquakes. However, though, your storms, your regular storms, you're forewarned enough, except for the tornadoes. But they're always going to be that threat, and they will happen commonly in those same spots every time. I'm looking at this. The Egyptian sun is another indication of always being over the head. It's the molten gold and of the statue. There's a good comparison, but you end up seeing that we are built upon the design. So we're right here in the breast area on the solar system scale, where there are the two. When one dries up, the other one is being made ready with water, or in that case milk, with the breast. So God's guarantee, well, this one's drying up, don't fret, next one's getting ready. I'm not going to let my babies go hungry, right? See how that works? But at the same time, at the time scale for this planet, we're at the eyes, and it's time for you to see and hear and know, not believe and have faith and give your money to other people. You're supposed to spend that money, Christians, to personally help those you know need help. You know what they need. Get off your butts and do it. Don't hand money for some charitable cause, and that goes for non-Christians as well. The only charity is when you're doing it. And so, anyways, that was my preaching moment for the thing. And I'm seeing my notes, and I think I've got just about everything that I really thought was most important to be said. I have got the storm warnings. Now, I'm apologizing to the Pacific and the European nations and African nations as well. The Asian community, I don't know your storms, your weather. I've not got an idea, but if you brought me the information, I could help you sort out the patterns. And they're very simple. They're not so complicated. It's just because you have to think in details, men, that you believe that it's all in the details, and it's not. It's in the grand strokes. The long haul. Okay? So, watch for the storms. Every 2 weeks is the clock. You'll have the main tide and the subtide. There's, for some reason, a smaller one that occurs every 2 weeks instead, because I was thinking on a monthly with the tidal scale, every 4 weeks with the moon's pull. It has to come in sync for an earthquake. There'll be certain periods, but of course then you'll have all your aftershocks afterwards as well, which is the rebounding through the earth, back and forth. I'm trying to think. I think that might be it. So that'd be number one. I have a couple others. One is the healing one, which, just in case it takes me a little while, roll your palms, nails in your palms. Okay? Throw your arms out wide. Thumbs back over, and you should do fine. Thumbs back over. And now set all against your grip, which is the number one thing to kill you. You're always gripping and pulling yourself and rending your body apart for the sense of control. But I think I'm going to leave you with that. And hopefully the next time I see you, nothing really super serious bad has happened. And maybe I'll have a little bit more information for you, and we'll be on to something else. For now, iAMi.